Alright, so this is meant to be an entry-level guide to double charging. It's not meant to be crazy complicated stuff. It's not meant to be several charges. That's still going to use old method. Like, it's meant to be a single double charge. Like that. A single double charge, provided you don't need to use several. If it's triple charge, for example, in UYA, Draco triple charge will not work with this. This method is purely meant for a single double charge, and it works every time, pretty much. Well, you can get consistent at it to work every time. With one, provided your fingers aren't tired like mine. But this is meant for one. I can't stress that enough. This is a method for one double charge. Now that out of the way, basically a little background to how double charging works. So double charging works by buffering the R1 input, because obviously to charge there's two R1 inputs. And how double charging works is you buffer the first R1 input in the first half of the charge. I think Nano, when he frame data mined it, said it was about 31 frames. So just over half a second. You got to buffer that first R1 input. And then the second R1 input for the charge comes from you pressing R1 the moment you cancel the charge. So obviously when you're doing a normal double charge, it's like you're just mashing the crap out of it. You're hoping it lines up. Obviously it's very hard to do. I'm bad at it. I can't tend to just mash the crap out of it and get it. I sometimes can, but not often. So yeah, what this method does essentially is it controls when that one frame at the end of your charge is. So cancelling your charge obviously just moves where the end of your charge is. So for this situation, basically you always need to press R1 the frame after the charge ends. So you buffer the first input in the first half of the charge, and then the second R1 input comes right at the end of the charge, one frame after. So what you do essentially is you press circle and then R1 one frame later. It's really hard to demonstrate, obviously. It's one frame apart, so I can't really do that, especially on this low frame rate webcam. But it's in slow motion, it would look like boom, 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 boom. So the first half of the charge, as you charge off, you're mashing the crap out of R1. You're just mashing it. And then you cancel the charge on the first frame. So you control when that frame is, and then the second frame you press R1. So it looks like this. Oh, I messed it up. Hold up. So mash, cancel. So it looks like that. You won't get it every time, but you can get very consistent with this method. So mash, circle R1. Mash, circle R1. Mash, circle R1. Mash, circle R1. So there's my point. You can do it many times in a row. Now, obviously I've had a lot of practice with this, so you may not see instant success. With a strat like this, you're never going to see instant success. Don't blow this method off after 5 minutes of failing. You've really got to commit some time to this. Don't try to go for several. That's mashing. At that point, it's still down to just mashing the crap out of it, because you've got to keep mashing R1 to keep buffering and also keep getting it. So that is just practice and practice. But you can get consistent at this method for one charge pretty consistently. So just charge, cancel R1. It's very consistent. You just got to give it some time. Hopefully this was useful.